one and all to the K.O.E Nation for a very special Rye Tournament review. I am joined by two distinguished gentlemen of Rye Reviewing, the one, the only,
Chicken,
and my well-known broadcast partner, the one, the only,
Tony G. Like, share, subscribe.
yes, folks, and I, of course, am your King of Extreme, Phil K.O.E, the Lord of the Scottish Highlands, thanks to these two guys. They have no idea what they did, but amongst many, many other titles. And folks, we're here to get into Rabbit Hole Boxergrail Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey. I've been looking forward to getting into this, and this is a great review. I think it's got the little, yeah, it's got the idiot-proof thing there, but yes, thank you, though. Now hang on, let's hear it, Nice.
I thought that little clink was
I was like,
pop at
that's
first.
weak.
Like, oh no. Glad there was more to come on.
Nope, I gave it a little twist.
So this has been one since we tried the Derringer.
Yes.
Yes.
We've been wanting to try the rest.
Yes. And actually, the distillery actually reached out to me and said, "Hey, thanks for the kind words." So, hey, to you guys.
Yes. Oh, this smells great.
For a rye, yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, this doesn't.
It's not.
No, this does
overly
not
offensive.
smell.
It doesn't. It's not very spicy. It's.
Almost got a
If you get-
buttery.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's almost
Buttery
I hate
for
to say this, Tony. Space Side.
See, that was my first thought. I was like, if you put this under my nose, I wouldn't think rye until I
Right.
really dug deep in there. But yeah, Space Side, maybe.
Yeah, like just honeyed, easy.
Honey butter.
Honey for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
You get, I get a little bit of that floral, piney rye smell when you really dig deep.
Wonder if
but-
the others are, because ryes typically have more of the grainy kind of.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, this is one of the more pleasant smelling rye.
Matured over 3 years in new charred American oak barrels. So the same barrels that they put bourbon into.
That makes perfect sense.
So yeah, that is probably how. And World Wine and Spirits Competition, best in class. Now, who knows what that means? They seem to have a competition every week. So,
There's about 50,000 different.
but yeah, this is a good one. This would be
whiskey
a
awards.
good. This would be a good rye to introduce a Scotch drinker to.
Well, let's drink it before
Let's
we
try it.
Yeah, gentlemen.
before we make that distinction. All right.
Okay.
Okay, now you can say that. Oh yeah,
That's good.
very strong.
Now you know you're drinking a rye.
There
Yeah.
it is
You-
on the
the-
back half.
The consistency of it, you can tell as soon as it hits your mouth. You're like, okay, that's
Yep.
not your
There's
typical.
the spice. It's very minty,
Yes.
cooling,
Yes.
like those
Mhm.
peppermint spearmint gums that you'd chew that like cooled your mouth.
The back half of this. Now, this is not meant as an insult at all, but it's going to sound like one. I apologize. The finish on this does remind me a lot of the Crown Royal Rye, the way it finished, but the flavor here is so much better. But I'm getting the same.
I can get what
qualities
you're getting.
on the
Like, I
finish.
mean, at one point, rye whiskeys are going to start to have some similar qualities to you, but this one,
Yeah, I love the peppermint front on this. Then you start getting the spices in the middle, and then that just straight rye, familiar finish, pepperminty. Oh, this is really nice the whole way through. Just a really pleasant nose, and all three fronts on the flavor profile. Yeah, very nice. What's the ABV on this?
nice.
This is 47.5 ABV, 95 proof. Yeah, really
about
nice.
Spot on, yeah.
Yeah, this is really nice.
Yeah, I cannot
Wow.
complain about this. So, gentlemen, we get to the very difficult part of this particular episode.
All right.
The grading. We're going to grade this as a rye whiskey, as a whiskey, and as a cask-aged spirit. So, and then, of course, the shelving, and then the secret fifth question for those who are new to the show. So, as a rye whiskey, put it up against the ryes you've had in this life. Which one do you want takes this first?
I'll go first. I'm going to give this for ryes. This has taken my top spot for ryes.
Wow.
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 I'm going 4.5 on this one.
Damn.
For a rye whiskey, I don't think I've had anything better.
Okay.
4.5.
Okay.
Wow. All right, T.
I don't like it as much as Michter's, but this is definitely up there. I'm going to go 4. I'm easily going 4. The more I drink this one, I could probably even move up. Like I said, the nose and the palate on all the different stages are just about where you want them for a rye. And with this only being 3 years, I mean, this is actually really, really smooth. There's no jagged edges to this.
3.5 year new charred oak. So you're going 4 stars on a 5-star scale.
Yes.
4.5 on a 5-star scale.
You're going to split the gap, aren't you?
No, I'm going to agree with you.
Thank you.
4 stars. Excellent rye, but I think I can see, like I said, for Scotch drinkers, Chicken likes peated Scotch.
There
so
you go.
this is right up his alley.
No, there is a little bit of a honey linger on the back of my palate now.
It grows on you more and more as you go.
Yeah, that honey just kind of like an actual honey. Like if you took a shot of honey, the way it would stick on your tongue.
Now, as a whiskey, gentlemen, now that's a much more wide world of sports.
I'm gonna say 3.5 as a whiskey. It's
3.5 stars out of 5.
Again, the 3 years, while not bad by any means, there's some room to grow there, and I think this. Honestly, I think this would make a really good candidate for getting gimmicky and doing a little bit of weird finishing.
Yeah.
I think it would just age it to 6 years. That's my take. But Chicken, what would you give this as a whiskey?
I agree with most of that. I like a little bit more though.
Okay.
I'll go 3.75.
This time, I'm actually going to agree with Chicken. I'm going to go 3.75 because it's a great whiskey. You could do some cocktailing with this, but it does just work as neat, not even on the rocks, and it's a great introductory whiskey.
Yeah, I don't know if I put this on the rocks. Like I said, the way this finishes,
this is perfect. The way it is, I wouldn't even.
The way this finishes,
I love rocks, and I wouldn't. This is just the way it is.
I'll bring it up again. The way Crown Rye finished for me, and I drank a whole bottle of that begrudgingly at the end. I tried it on ice. Don't do that.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous to try this on the ice because I really like this.
Yeah. What can I say? So we move on to cask aged spirit, aged 3 years. New char oak barrel.
Why don't you go first this time?
Me, I really like this stuff. It can be cocktailed. It can be, in my opinion, I think it'd go great on the rocks.
Debatable, but there's only one way to find out.
I think I'm going to stick with 3.75 as cask aged. It's excellent stuff. I would really recommend this for really if you had something that called for rye whiskey, and there's a few specific cocktails that call for rye, this would work perfectly.
Yep. I'm probably going to agree with you. 3.75. God, I'm trying to debate the 4th right now in my head where this is going to land, but yes, very, very fine for cask aged.
I'm going to stick with 3.5 because I think the longer this sits, the better it could be. Like, there's a lot of potential here, and it's already really nice. But again, kind of what I said going back to the whiskey side, you could do some strange finishes with this. And I think that this would just improve. I think there's a lot of room to improve here. That doesn't mean this is bad. This is really, really nice.
I think it feels right on the 6 year.
Yeah. Double the aging, and boom, you've got a heavyweight right here.
Oh, and yeah, it's that new char oak. So could you imagine it would? It would have that toasty element, and it's already almost got it. But yeah, again, rabbit hole.
Very nice.
Fine job.
Yeah, you've done it again.
This is just so smooth through and through.
Oh, and it's got recycling information.
Would you introduce somebody to rye with this? I don't know that I would. I think there's a couple other options before they would actually appreciate this one as much as we probably do.
I would, because most people don't come in as just a virgin to whiskey. They're going to have had some different things and then been probably a little slow to get after rye because, well,
I was going to say,
great.
this is an intermediate rye drinker, like somebody who's graduated up from the beginner's ryes.
Yeah.
This is where you should steer them next.
I would put this in like a flight. If somebody ordered a flight at a restaurant or a bar or something, this would make a great addition to that, because I think this one would really stand out against the other ones that would be up against. So I think this one stands on its own. I think there's a little bit of room for improvement, but by no means does that mean it's bad, because this is so very pleasant.
Oh, now we move on to shelving. So we go by the bottom shelf, the middle shelf, the top shelf. And if you're here and you're a fan of the K.O.E. Nation, you're smart enough to know what that means. So, Chicken, you seem to be the one most impressed with this, so you're the one I'm most curious about.
So it will go on my top shelf, but there's a but to this. It's the only rye whiskey that'll be on that top shelf. However, all my shelves are filling up fast, and I'm running out of room. So eventually it may get downgraded to middle shelf, but yes, this is rye whiskey right now. Starting our tournament coming up. Like this is my.
So this rye is the official chicken feed of the chicken coop.
I got my money on this one to win it.
All right,
Tony, what shelf would you place it on?
This is a strong middle shelf for me. This is one I want to show off a little bit. I mean, the presentation is gorgeous, and I think it looked really nice just right there in the background behind me, like right over my shoulder. But it's not quite a top shelf rye for me, but this is nowhere near a bottom shelf. So I think middle shelf is fair.
I got to agree with this guy over here. Chicken, I know you really like this stuff. Mm-hmm. I would put it on my middle shelf. There's no way it touches the bottom.
No.
But my top shelf, I'll be honest, it's filled with some pretty high-end contenders.
Yeah.
So,
Phil, your top shelf is fanboy.
A little bit.
I resemble that remark, sir. So, anywho, moving right along, I might like a few certain stickers a little much. So, now we move on to the secret fifth question. Chicken, what did this bottle cost you US dollars?
I believe it was around 40, 45, something
$40, $45.
So under 50.
So yeah, under 50. When this bottle runs empty, will you replace it?
Absolutely.
Ooh, Tony, if you see this bottle for $45 USD, will you add it to your collection?
I will if I have a fresh bottle of Michter's already open. Because I am running low on that. I need to replace that first. Then I'll look at this.
What I am going to say, folks, is I will get another bottle of this depending on how it ranks in the rye tournament coming up here in the K.O.E. Nation. If it wins, it will definitely be replaced, and it will be making its way onto my shelf. But to find out who wins in the 32 rye tournament, you're going to have to tune in right here at the K.O.E. Nation. You're going to have to see your King of Extreme, this guy, we're all going to find a way to come together to find the Rye of Extreme. So, Chicken, anything you'd like to say to the folks?
Time to pour another one.
We got more to come.
Oh, there's plenty. Well, hey, he likes it, folks. He likes it.
Right.
Folks, as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you for joining us for this review of Rabbit Hole Boxergrail Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey, an amazing entrant into the Rye Tournament. Will it win? Stay tuned, folks. God bless, and I'll catch you on the flip side, gentlemen.
Here and see if it just smooths itself out.
Get back, tell you what I'll do. If I ever get back, I promise to refabricate you, raging rivers of gold. That's what the brochure advertised. And now we're lost. We gotta take it down. Let you down slow. It's hard to survive.
Nice.
El Dorado. Oh, Lord. Well, let's see how that one went.
Yeah.